Second leg on the stool is serve your customer. Serving your customer is the cornerstone of excellence in the marketplace. And I tell our folks all the time, Pat talked about this yesterday, we're constantly having a conversation with the marketplace. And if the marketplace looks at you and says you suck, your prices are too high, your delivery is awful, the quality of your product's not good, it's not a marketplace fit, we didn't want what you were trying to sell us. If the marketplace says you suck, you're gonna see it, it's called profits going down. Gross revs go down, expenses go up, and profits go down. I mean, everything is going the wrong way. And all this is, and I tell our guys all the time, look, you don't have to be afraid. You talked about the difference in being safe and being afraid. You don't have to be afraid of me. What we all as a group have to be afraid of is being stupid and having a conversation with the marketplace, and the marketplace says you suck. You want to have a conversation with the marketplace says, we love you. We love you. You're amazing. And that's excellence in the marketplace. And there's no exception. You cannot get by with half-butt doing stuff in this world today. There's no margin for error. You got to bring it. You got to play for the Super Bowl with every detail, every element. Everybody on the team has to understand that, it's not worry. You're not going to get fired for not doing your job. We're all going to get fired by our customers if we don't do our job. That's the thing to be afraid of. You're not safe in a capitalistic marketplace when you suck. And you shouldn't be. And I shouldn't be. So you're a heat and air person, you come to the Ramsey house to fix Sharon Ramsey's heat and air, and you track your muddy boots through the dadgum house, your tech does. And they leave parts on the floor. And 2 hours later, the stupid thing's not working again. And we can't get you on the phone to come back and fix what you didn't fix. Let me tell you what happens then. Sharon Ramsey runs every morning or walks every morning with a little herd of women. And all of these women have husbands that are executives. And she's going to tell the little herd that you suck. And so you didn't just lose one customer, you lost all the herd. Because they're not going to do business with you. Conversely, if you come, your tech comes and they put those little booties on like they're doing surgery before they come in my house. Who ever dreamed that crap up? But anyway, you got to put the little booties on now, right? And you come in and there's no spare parts. And the thing actually works when you leave. Oh, and you call back. The tech calls back 2 hours later to double check, Miss Ramsey. I just wanted to make sure everything was working because we don't want you anything but cool on a hot summer day in Nashville, Tennessee. You know what? She's going to tell the herd about you. And you won't be able to beat business off with a stick. You'll have so much business, you can't get enough techs. If you train them to do that, you come in with excellence at that level, you serve the customer with a level of excellence, the marketplace will smile at you, the herd will give you its endorsement. And if the herd of running ladies gives you the endorsement, oh my God, there's so much profit in it, I'm just saying. You're gonna make so much money, it's so good. You're gonna reap what you sow. You create a feedback loop here, and the feedback loop ends up in profit. The third stool is make noble profits. Again, referring to my friend the rabbi, he says in Jewish culture, they see work, the word in Hebrew for work and the word in Hebrew for worship are virtually the same word. That work is a form of worship. It is an act of worship service in the marketplace. Customer service, worship service. And so if you serve enough people, we say at Ramsey, you don't have to worry about money. It's on our wall all over the building. You go up and down the stairs because you don't want to take the elevator because you're doing hard things. You're choosing to do hard things right now. You're trying to lose a little weight. You're doing the right stuff. You're going to see in the stairwell if you help enough people, you don't have to worry about money. If you serve people, you don't have to worry about profits. But if you serve profits, you're going to have to worry about profits your whole life. Because people will catch on that you are a marketplace manipulator, not a service-oriented organization. Your products and your goods and your services are there for you, not for the customer. But you will make so much money. And then you'll have the opportunity for some idiot to say, you've done something wrong. I remember it took me a while after going broke to work my way through this doctrinal and psychological and economic conundrum of, is wealth okay? Is success okay? Because I grew up around people who would tell you that it wasn't. You know, little man can't get ahead. Little man. I still hadn't met the little man. I don't know who this guy is, but the poor guy is awful. Little man can't get ahead. Who's the little man? Where is this guy? Because you can come to this country with nothing and become highly successful. 89% of America's millionaires are first-generation millionaires. They did not inherit their money. That's according to research, okay? So I don't know where we got this little man can't get ahead thing. This is actually the best opportunity in human history for the little man to get ahead. It's the best system ever devised in human history. You can't find another economic or political experiment that works like America works. Is it perfect? No. But by God, the little man can get ahead, whoever the guy is. So I was starting to make a little money, and I was kind of like, oh man, I don't really want to be one of those evil rich people. I was driving this car. It was awful. And I actually had $1 million net worth again. It had been a few years since going bankrupt, and I had built my net worth back up to $1 million. We weren't making huge money, but I was making a couple $100,000 a year. And I was driving this 160,000 mile beat up old worn out Mercedes, and it overheated on a trip. I was driving somewhere, and I'm on the side of the road. I'm a millionaire, and I'm broke, sitting on the side of the dadgum road, broke down. And one of my buddies is with me. He goes, "You're stupid. You got to buy a car. You're driving me nuts." I'm like, well, I don't want to be like rich people. And I started dealing with the stuff we've been talking about this morning in my mind and in my spirit and in my prayer time. And I started studying and trying to figure out where these messages had impacted me. And I finally broke through, and I went and I bought a 4-year-old Jaguar and got rid of the hoopty, because I was driving a Jaguar when I went bankrupt. And I had to get rid of it when I lost everything. And I thought, okay, God's going to put back what the locusts have stolen. And so I'm going to go get the Jaguar, and this is a sign that, and then I got a bunch of crap on Twitter for having a nice car, so I went and bought 4 new ones. And if you don't like that, you're what's wrong with America. Being generous is the hallmark of people who live successful lives and who operate businesses with a soul. Generosity flows out of this 3-legged stool of serving your team, serving your customer, and making noble profits. And I'll come back to Rabbi one more time. As I was reading through his book, this is my favorite thing in this book, Thou Shalt Prosper. By the way, I ended up writing the foreword on the reissue, and I don't write forewords. I don't mind endorsing books occasionally, but I don't write forewords for anybody except Ramsey books. But Rabbi asked, and I couldn't resist because I just love this material. He says, as the Sabbath ebbs away each Saturday night, Saturday's Jewish Sabbath, Jewish families prepare for the productive work week ahead by singing the joyful Havdalah service. The Havdalah service is recited over a cup of wine that runs over into the saucer beneath. This overflowing cup symbolizes the intention to produce during the week ahead, not only sufficient to fill one's own cup, but also an excess that will allow overflow for the benefit of others. In other words, I'm obliged to first fill my own cup. Take care of your business, take care of your family. Fill your own cup first. But continue earning, continue pouring, as it were, so that I will have sufficient to give away to others. So what is the financial and economic and business principle here? Well, it's a principle of generosity, obviously. But here's the math for you. I don't care what you earn, and I don't care how wonderful your personal consumption is. What you spend money on and what you enjoy out of your earnings is up to you. But the principle here is make sure what you're spending on you and on your business, your cup, is smaller than your earnings, so that there's overflow to be used for the good of others. I have a friend that made $15 million net profit taxable income last year. He bought a $400,000 car. I can't get my head around that, but it's pretty cool. And what I've learned in this discussion that you and I have been having this morning is that when you have 15 million, 400,000 is a little bitty thing. And that's just 1 year's income, by the way. It's like some of you buying a biscuit. So there's lots of overflow for the good of others. So you don't get to judge someone else's consumption because you have no idea how much overflow they have. That particular guy gave away $500 million to ministries last year, more than the cost of his car, but it's none of your business. You have a full-time job taking care of you. It's not Joe's,